How we doing?
How are you?
Good. What was I about to say, Bo?
Fair to say today was better than yesterday.
I think that's accurate. Yeah, much better day today. Happy with the way the team and especially the offense responded. Schwartz and the Browns definitely had a good day yesterday, but I'm happy with how we did today. Go ahead.
How much of that was also a product of having played just Saturday night, turning around?
Well, the ones didn't play any on Saturday. We don't got that excuse. Yeah. Listen. That's why we're in training camp. They did some good things in the first day. Certainly threw us off guard. I thought they had a lot of really good energy, and I think all of us as an offense we're excited to get back out here and go to work. And that's how you want to respond. I think that guys are fired up to get back out on the field, and had a much better day today. And we're just going to keep on trying to improve. That's the name of this game. Nobody right now is good enough to win the Super Bowl. Everybody's got to keep getting better. The teams that continue to do that, the teams that continue to work and obsess about improving their game, their technique, what they bring to the table for their teammates, those are the teams that are going to continue to get better.
It seemed like the intensity was higher today. I mean, is that something that the coaches...
I think it for sure was, on our end, no doubt about it. I think Cleveland was probably happy with how they performed yesterday, and we had a little bit more grit to us today. You got to come out here with that intensity every day, and it's a good, wake-up call, to be honest with you.
Is that something that the coaches talked about? Is that something
Absolutely,
the leaders
yeah.
talked about?
Nick said it. One of the first things we talked about in the team meeting, just being up front with it. We are not happy with the way we performed yesterday. That's not up to the standard that we hold ourselves to. And, we made it a point to come out here and do better today.
How valuable is it? You've been through a lot of training camps, a lot of preseason games. Do you get more out of these joint practices than those other things? I mean, than the games?
Well, you get more reps in these. Even, when I don't know how many reps we had today. I know yesterday was probably north of 30 for the starters, which that's more than you're getting in any preseason game. Even when we were playing the third preseason game, you're usually not getting that many. Just from a rep count standpoint, you're getting more out of it. You're getting to see things because defensive coordinators are more, free to call things that they don't want to show necessarily in a game that's nationally broadcast to the entire world. So, yeah, I think you get a lot more out of the joint practices personally. Yeah, I mean, there's still merit to the games. It's a different situation. You had to get up on game day, get prepared, eat, go through the whole process of getting ready to play. And I think that's why all of the starters went through all of warm-up last week, to try and get that in there without exposing guys to injury in a game. But I do think in practices, from a pure rep count, you're getting more reps against other guys. You're seeing different systems. We're very familiar with Jim Schwartz, but he's going to keep evolving throughout the years. So it was fun to go back up against him this week.
How valuable is it specifically for a guy like Jordan Mailata and Lane, where Myles Garrett was on those guys we saw last year, and then after yesterday's practice, they're going through things?
Listen, you're not going to find a better, end-to-end duo in this league. The way Myles rushes the passer and his just pure physicality, how he moves and bends and all that. Za'Darius can do it all too. I mean, he can rush from the edge. He can run games unbelievably. It's no shocker that they have a phenomenal defensive front. I think Dalvin Tomlinson's a very underrated player, has been for a long time. They just signed Shelby Harris. They have good players across the board. Linebackers fly around. So, we knew what we were getting in store for, and it's a good test for us. And, I think Jordan got better this week. I got better. Lane got better. I think that's the name of this game.
Hey, Jason, big picture question here. Obviously, the way you guys finished last season, tough for any team. What have you liked about how this team has responded this year to the quote-unquote hangover?
Yeah, I try not to think about that as much. I think that everybody's hungry. Everybody's still hungry to get better. I think that the hangover is a number of reasons probably. Obviously longer season, but I think more so than that, I think teams probably think they're just going to come out there and do the things that worked the year before. And this game evolves so quickly on a week-to-week basis. You got to keep understanding that you got to go out there every day, every week, and try and find a way that you're going to win the day, win the rep, win each game. And the coaches that have done that, the teams that have done that, the cultures that go about it that way are the ones that have sustained success. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is, are we still looking at everything critically? Are we still, are we still knowledgeable that we can go out there and get our ass kicked by anybody if we don't put the work in on the field, if we don't put the work on in the meeting room, if we don't, if we're not focused each and every day, because as Stout says from The Wire, Omar's coming, right? It doesn't stop in this league. So it's always going to be somebody trying to dethrone you. There's always going to be somebody trying to beat you. You can't fall asleep for 1 second.
How important is Jalen to sort of setting that culture?
I mean, everything starts with the quarterback, and he's such a magnetic personality. He's such a natural leader, and his personality and his persona. And I think that his, track record, not track, his entire career arc getting here, he's been through those ups and downs, and he's seen how quickly it can change. And I think that he's very, very aware of that. And I think that when you have a guy like him coming out here every single day to get better and improve, it makes everybody else match that intensity.
You mentioned that these conversations about offense with Jalen this deep, and that he's kind of like a coach on the field.
Yeah.
What kind of, how you're seeing that and what the tangible benefits can be for the offense?
Yeah, well, obviously he's another year in. He's more experienced. He knows things that he likes against. As he continues to play in the league, he's going to see more and more defenses, more and more systems, styles, things, and he's going to find out more plays that he likes. And he's going to have a bigger repertoire of plays to get to. As you play more with the same guys, you know what everybody likes. And I think that now, we're going on, I know, new offensive coordinator, but largely the same system that we've been through for the last 3 years, with a lot of similar pieces. So I think that we all just feel more and more comfortable with each other, and he's certainly, every game he gets, every practice he gets, every rep he gets is more knowledge to lean on and to find out how to have success on the field. So you're seeing him, just process things better and get to what he wants to get to that much quicker.
If I may ask a non-football question, how much are you looking forward to your Prime series, and what led to you wanting to do something, do a feature like that?
Yeah, so we actually started, me and Connor Barwin and a local film company started documenting me 2 years ago. And the idea was, I think it was going to be a documentary on transitioning out of football. And 2 years ago. So, I've always, it's something that obviously I've talked a lot about. I've seen a lot of guys go through it, and every documentary up until this point on that has always been kind of retroactive, what happened after the fact and trying to put the pieces together. Looking back, I thought it might be fun to go through that organically and to see what it's like to transition out of the NFL from a health perspective, financial perspective, touch on stories, things like that, and to just go through that on film. And started that 2 years ago, and we've been filming the last couple years. And last year we had enough footage, and whether I was going to retire or not at the end of the season, the company, the couple that have been helping us put this together, Don and Sheena, were like, I think we have a film here if you want to make a film just now, whether you retire or not. And at that point, I hadn't really made a decision. So, we ended up having a good story on kind of what it's like to go through an NFL season, all the different narratives that are happening from the fans, from the media, from your coaches. You kind of get a good glimpse of what it's like to be in the NFL from a lot of different perspectives. So I think it's great. I'm really proud of it, and I'm excited to see it get up on Amazon and for people to enjoy it.
Did you learn about yourself? Did you learn about yourself on it?
What's that?
Sorry, did you learn about yourself?
In the documentary?
Yeah, when you went back.
Well, I'm always
and
learning about
watched it in
myself.
real time, yeah.
No, I don't think I learned anything about myself watching it. I think it's very emotional for me. My family's in it. My wife's a big part of it. My brother's a big part of it. My teammates, our coaches. So the city's a big part of it. So it strikes a chord with me very heavy. So, I think, it's, I don't think I necessarily learned anything watching it, but I was learning something the entire time while it was being filmed. So it's fun to kind of look back at that and see, have that documented, even though it didn't end with the best ending. It'll still be fun.
Jason, you mentioned Cleveland's defensive line.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Jim Schwartz.
A little bit.
What kind of match is that for you believe for that line?
Yeah, well, I think, Jim his defensive lines are aggressive and explosive. They're getting off the ball. They're not reading anything. They're working on penetration, knockback, getting to the quarterback. And when you have guys up front on top of that are physical specimens, it makes it incredibly difficult for an offensive line. And you have to have answers and you have to do things to take advantage of that technique. But even then, it's hard. So, they have really, really good players. They have really, really smart players. I think that one of the reasons Fletcher Cox flourished with Jim Schwartz was not only because he was a big physical specimen, but because he's very, very intelligent. And they have that in Dalvin Tomlinson for sure. I know that. And the two edge guys, Zadarius and Miles, on top of some of the backup players that they brought in and some of the rookies, you see a lot of flashes of really, really good line play. It's always going to be an aggressive dogfight when you're playing the Jim Schwartz defense. And, it's I'm gonna be a little bit sore after these last 2 days, but it was good for our offensive line to have to go against that drastic of a difference of playing style.
Jason, you're very cognizant of how you carry yourself off the field, what you say, your brand, so to speak. From your perspective, how do you think Jalen has carried himself in a short amount of time with things that he's partnered with? Yesterday was a big day for him partnering with Jordan Brand and just Jalen as he continues to grow and develop in that space.
Are we talking about Jalen's brand or?
Yeah, just obviously that was a big announcement yesterday with Jordan Brand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't look, I guess, into the Jordan Brand or like whether you're a Nike athlete or Adidas. I think Jordan fits Jalen because of the type of mentality I think that Michael Jordan approaches day to day with. It seems like Jalen's highly competitive, wants to win all times. Has that attitude that when he steps on the field, he thinks he's the best player out there, but he's humble enough to know that he has to keep working and getting better. And I think we're really, really lucky and fortunate to have a guy who lives that way each and every day, in season, out of season, before he goes to sleep, because that rubs off on the rest of our offense. And, I think that's who he is. I don't think he's trying to be a brand. I just think that's kind of how it works for him and, kind of what his MO is. And that's the best situation when you're not kind of faking it. That's just kind of who you get to just be yourself.
Jake, Avonte obviously came into the NFL as a great route, but each year it seems like he's getting better and better. Yeah. How much work has he put into that? Have you seen progression getting even better?
Yeah, I always talk about just the natural maturation in all these different positions, and how experience is the biggest teacher. And he's a hell of a worker. We spend a lot of late nights and early mornings just working and working on our timing and getting tons of reps in, and it pays off over time.
Clear that offensively you guys weren't up to the standard yesterday. How'd you feel like the team responded today?
Yeah, I think, the standard is the standard, and we try and go out there and play to that standard every time we touch the field. And, I think you have learning experiences and you have things you learn from, and other times, I think you get yourself in a pickle when you go out there and you play so well all the time, and the standard is so high because you play so well, and it doesn't look like that a couple days or for a day, and then that is what it is. But when you play well and you execute at a high level and you set the standard for yourself, that's the expectation. And so that's something that we all embrace.
Jalen, did you get a chance to talk to Sean? And obviously you're good friends. You get a chance to talk to him. Kind of, what does he say in general?
Nah, man, I'm excited for him and his opportunity in Cleveland. Excited for him.
Brian Johnson was saying one of the differences between calling plays in college and in the NFL is actually getting the play in over the headset. What's that connection like between coach and quarterback in that regard?
Yeah, I think, he has his way of doing it. For me, he asks me a ton of questions. He often asks me a ton of questions and how I like the communication process to go. And I think that's something that you adjust with. You want to go in prepared as much as possible, but when you get to the game, you kind of find your own way, your own rhythm, your own way of communication. And I think the difference in going in to this year, having a new coach and a new role, yet still having the same person in the building, and just navigating through all those changes.
Are you the type of guy that likes as much information as possible coming through the headset, or do you just want the call and kind of be able to process it on your own?
It depends. I can't really control what they give me or not. If they feel the need to coach me in a certain area, I always take the coaching. But I always prepare myself to execute based off the play that's called.
Jalen, we saw your commercial yesterday. What's it mean to partner with
It's a great honor, and obviously have a ton of respect for MJ and what he's been able to build in his brand and that brand, and to be a part of that now and carry on that legacy that he's set and carry on his legacy. So it's an honor.
Jalen, I was wondering what you thought of the way Tanner McKee played Saturday night and how he's
Can't hear you.
Tanner McKee, how he played Saturday night, and also like how he's doing his
I think he did a really good job. I think Marcus did a really good job, and I think Ian got a good burn and did a really good job with his opportunity he had. A lot of learning experiences there in that game. For myself, watching on the sideline, being a student and always observing and just trying to learn, So it was good for me personally, just to see there and watch it from that standpoint, and good to kind of put the uniform on and, get in that environment a little bit. Didn't end up playing, but it was fun.
Do you get more out of these sessions, these joint practices than you would say in a regular preseason game and all that? You get more in terms of more opportunities to work on some of the things that you need to work on.
Yeah, I think there's I think yes is the answer to that. There's a lot of opportunity here. You get into a setting like this and you just go at it and you compete. The game is for the fans.
You had a play today, the touchdown pass to AJ on the right side. You threw it from the left side. Is that the connection you have with AJ? Like, do you know he's going to be there, or were you improvising as you went?
Just playing ball. I think that's a connection that I'm sure the whole city wants to grow. But me first, just continue to grow and find that new chemistry as I've spoken on before, and just continue to grow. He's a great player. He's had a great camp. He showed up in a number of ways, and we just want to continue to build that going into this year.
Hey, Jalen, big picture question here. As you guys go through training camp and you went through the offseason, what has impressed you about your team's ability to kind of get over like the quote-unquote Super Bowl hangover?
Big picture, right? I think we're here right now, I think we're here right now. And that's the only thing that we can really control. We have our days where we come in here, we just want to execute at a high level and carry out the culture that we set for this team. And that's the only thing that really matters.
During those preseason games, Jalen, when you're not playing, how locked in are you, and what are you doing throughout the game?
Yeah, I'm just making the calls myself in my head and listening to the coaching points with the coaches on the headset with them, and just learning. I'm a student when I'm in that mode, so it's very valuable. I think about all the opportunities that I've had where I come off from the sideline or come off the bench, and I always I'm prepared in those moments. And so I see it no differently here.
The message you gave us on the first day was about creating the identity for the team this year. How's that process been?
Too soon.
Excuse me?
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
I'll follow up with you.
Too soon.
Do you have a favorite pair of Jordans or ones you want to wear as cleats this season?
I had to see what comes. So y'all have fun with that when they show up on my feet.
All right. Pick one guy on the team to have a big season. I mean, am I allowed to choose myself? Well, myself. Because I've been working hard. I got a chip on my shoulder. I missed a lot of time last year, and I'm excited for this year. So, I'm ready for this year to happen and start up, and I'm gonna go hard, go crazy.
How do you feel about James getting some reps in the slot? You give him tips? You're too big to be in there?
Nah, he actually asks me for tips every day now, so it feels good telling James what to do. But no, he's doing good. Actually, for the last couple of days he's been in there and he's been moving well and he's been learning it. And every day he got a question and I got an answer. And he said it's totally different. I know that. So seeing it from his perspective, he said, "Nah, I see what you go through."
Avonte, there were a couple of dust-ups today. Players on the Browns league.
Yeah.
Is it the heat? Is it seeing the same team? Or just competitiveness?
It's just competitive. It's two hard teams that's fighting and competing, and that's what makes it fun. You got a chip on your shoulder. You're trying to compete every single play, every single down. And I wasn't really over there when it happened, but I don't know what happened. But to me, it just seemed like two teams competing and going hard.
You guys had a lot of juice during that competitive period at the end. Just what was kind of the coaching staff's message after yesterday, going into today? Just what they wanted your approach to be?
Just energy. We come out here every time we step on the field, we compete. No matter the day, no matter the time. We always come out here to get better. And when we out here on the field, we striving to get better. So, I felt like we coming in as we didn't have such a good day yesterday. So, today we had to pick it up, and and that comes with the energy and the competing. So that's a good thing.
Did you see a step like you guys did pick it up today?
What did you see?
I'm asking you.
What did you see? I definitely feel like we picked it up today. The last period we had a great. For the whole practice, we had a great job. But when offense and defense get together, it's like we're on the same side competing, and we won every single rep down there.
What kind of step forward have you seen from Josh Jobe?
Oh, Josh Jobe is playing really well. He's just growing every single day, every single play. And as you could tell there, he finished the game with the pick, and he's just getting out there. And the more he sees, the better he gets. And that's the thing. He just keep getting out there, keep getting the reps, keep getting the work. He's going to be a great player.
Most teams have a nickel coach. How has that affected your game, and what's it like having a coach that gets you?
It's good because you get a lot of one-on-one time with them now. So, usually when last year when we didn't have one, I just fill in with the safeties, fill in with the corners. And whenever I go up, I know I just go to my spot and work my own. But now we got a whole period of individual with just strictly nickel. And we don't have to waste time. I don't have to wait for someone else to go before I go. It's kind of just the nickels going back to back to back and working on their technique and execution on a certain call. So I like it. It's definitely been helpful for all of us. And, I'm looking forward to see what it does for us this season.
You talked about the added juice today. Was there a conversation before this practice about ramping it up, or was that something everyone kind of recognized?
It was definitely recognized. Yesterday we felt like we didn't have that much energy. We had to come out and compete and play harder. So, we came out here today with a chip on our shoulder, and we wanted to compete and have fun doing it as well as dominate. So, definitely was told by the coaches as well. They always hold us accountable. We hold ourselves accountable. So, we just came out and make sure we dominate today.
How do you feel about the defensive back today overall in scrimmage today?
Pretty good. It was good all around from nickels to the corners to the safety spot. From every team period, it was pretty good. And I feel like we definitely did better than yesterday for sure. And, we just got to keep taking steps forward like that.
What was it like seeing Jim Schwartz out there?
That's my guy. It was good. I seen him yesterday. I didn't get a chance to talk to him today, but yesterday I seen him, and he came back and he said, "How's my Detroit guy doing?" And I was like, "I'm doing pretty good. How's my former Detroit guy doing?" But he's definitely doing well. It was nice seeing him, and it's fun. Looking forward to see what he does on Thursday. When we play Thursday? Yeah, Thursday.
About that, what's it like not playing in a preseason game and like just being there watching?
What's it like? It's cool. I mean, it's a chance. It's an opportunity to help the guys that's out there on the field, and whatever you see, I just try to give as many tips as I can. I'm excited. I'm energized. I'm screaming and yelling. I'm talking to the other team. I'm talking to our guys, and I just want to see each and every one of us out there succeed because it's definitely an opportunity for them guys and whoever's out there playing. If it's not here, to be somewhere else. So I'm always coaching and helping them guys out as much as I can.
I remember walking back to the locker room. Literally, I think it was our first ever combination practice. Brady was here, and you just kind of being like, "Man, I'm on the field with Tom Brady."
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's been that long for you that you've been in this league?
It went fast. I'll say that. That feels like yesterday. I mean, now that I'm going into year 6, it's been moving. I mean, each and every year it goes faster and faster and faster. I feel like the game is slowing down for me a much more, and that's a good thing. But it's definitely feel like that was just yesterday, and now it's 6 years later, so it's pretty cool.
There's been a lot of buzz about Sidney Brown the last couple of days. I guess what stands out about his game?
I mean, he's definitely a great player. Highly energetic. He's definitely. One thing you will not question about Sidney is his effort. I mean, he gives you a ton of effort. I mean, if he even messing up, it's 100%. So, Sidney is definitely going to be a good player. Also, you can't coach that, but you can fix all the other little details that he needs work with, and he's able to listen. He's able to learn from it, and he's definitely going to be good.
His play style is fun for fans to watch. Do you enjoy watching it too?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like a heat-seeking missile. He coming down there, and he's trying to kill anything he sees. So, you got a guy like that to go leave his body out there on the line and, give it his all. That's someone you can play for and back up when he's out there. You could trust and be out there and have fun with. So, definitely I'm highly excited to see what he does this year, and I'm pretty sure the fans are too.
So we were just talking to Avonte, and he described you as a heat-seeking missile when you play. How would you describe your play?
I mean, just like that. That's a big compliment coming from him. My style of play is pretty fast. I like pulling the trigger on things, and when I see something, I believe it. I trust my instincts, and I just try to make the play when I can.
Played the intensity picked up today and yesterday. Just talk about that, upping your level a little bit from yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's a standard that we play with. I think that's something we can come out with every single practice, every single week. Obviously, coming off of a short week and coming into practice yesterday, things were slow. But I think we showed today that we picked up the intensity. We wanted it. We wanted to play hard. So that's what it comes down to, is just coming out with that intensity every single day and playing Eagles football.
Like Arizona, you getting swarmed by like 15 Browns players today?
It is what it is. Yeah.
What happened there?
Just a little scuffle. That's all what it was. They're practicing hard. We're practicing hard, and that's what it turns into. High intensity practice too. It's hot outside. It's earlier in the day. We were ready to go. I'll have to go back and look at the tape, but I'm sure it was.
Kayvon Wallace is in the mix zone if anybody needs him. Kayvon?
Have you ever gotten into tough stuff before because you have such a fast play style and you kind of go hard all the time? Does it hurt people sometimes?
I'm sure. I want to be a feared player. That's kind of my mindset going into this. But then again, I just playing with that intensity every single day. I mean, you're gonna connect at some point. You're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? I don't want to. My intention isn't to hurt people, but if you're carrying that football, you got it coming for you.
Sorry. You talk about the standard. Who sets that standard in your world? Of this organization, who are the veterans you turning to that says this is the way we play?
I mean, we got a plethora of veterans that have said it. When they say the standard's the standard, it's just been passed down. Kind of looking at college and all that, tradition never graduates. You know what I mean? And this we've had success because of the guys like Kelce, Avonte, Slay, Bradbury, Brandon Graham. I can just go on and on about guys that have been here and done great things here. So, and then younger guys that they're picking up like Reed, Kayvon, and the younger rookies like myself being in here, just trying to compete with that and keep it up and continue what the tradition is here.
The desire to be like a feared player, I guess, where did that come from? Does that come from watching guys growing up, or what's like?
I guess it's just kind of who I am. It's just I'm gonna come out here and compete off every single day. Doesn't matter what the temperature is, what's going on outside. Doesn't matter what the element is. I'm coming out here to play football every single day. And I leave my emotions kind of off the field, and when I step on the field, I feel like it's something different.
Players that you look up to coming up that have this sort of mentality?
Yeah, I mean, I watch. I'll be honest, like I didn't watch a lot of football growing up, but just hearing about guys like the Bob Sanders, the Troy Polamalu's, the Brian Dawkins of the world. You know what I mean? I love their style of play. I love the intensity that they brought, the passion that they had for the game. That's stuff that you can't teach. That's stuff that just they had within them. So I'm not saying I'm like anything like them, or you know what I mean, but. Again, like I love that passion that they had for the game. I love this game just as much as they do, I'm sure. So.
I see you have some nice reps at gunner. What's your approach? When play tells you that he's going to trot you out?
I just focus on my coaching points. That's it. We got a hell of a coach with Tyler Brown and obviously Coach Clay that are giving us the techniques to be successful. So just applying what they're teaching me and just pulling the trigger, going fast. That's it. You know what I mean?
When you're taking on your first reps, first team defense. Is there something in your mind that's like, I'm going to go? Like,
say again?
You're taking your first reps with the first team defense. Is there something in your mind that's like, all right, here we go? Like, is there a chance to prove it?
I don't think it changes. I treat my third team reps just like my first team. It doesn't change at all. I've got the same approach. I'm going to come with the same intensity. And again, I'm not feared to make that mistake. So I just try and act like no different than any other rep that I'm getting. It's just another opportunity to be with a different group of guys that are playing great football.
How intense
It's only the second year. It's only the second year. What kind of things can you exactly what are some things he teaches you?
Yeah, well, what makes Reed special is that it's his ability to. It's his passion for the game. I think that's what makes him so special. He works at it. He puts in the time on and off the field to, better his craft, and that's why he's a special player. And then again, like his intensity every single day, he brings it. He wants to practice. He wants to play hard. So, just looking at what he's done in such a short period of time, it's encouraging for sure. So, Reed's who he is because of what he does. I think he's just a product of the work that he puts in.
How did grade out in the preseason game one with the coaching points?
Again, I think there's a lot of stuff I can clean up. I think I could come in a little slower on. I mean, not slower, but I'm going to come in on these tackles the same way that I'm doing, but maybe just better angles, making sure that I'm making contact and finishing through. You know what I mean? Making those secured ones. But again, I'm going to pull the trigger and shoot my shot when I can, when I see it, especially on the alley. No regret on that stuff.
How competitive is this defensive back room, and how much do you guys feed off each other? It seems like you guys are out there compete with each other to make plays on that field as well.
I mean, it's extremely competitive, and you've got guys that have played. Keep saying it, but like the standard in that defensive back room is extremely high. We've got guys that have been playing good football for a long time, right? So, you got to play at a certain level to, add energy to that room. And again, it's just about, I kind of take it day by day, enjoying it for what it is, right? But again, I'm going to say it again, the standard is the standard in there too. It's been set, and we try and bring it every single day. But you got guys like Slay and Kayvon, Terrell Edmonds. Like, there's a lot of guys in Reed, God damn it, like guys that have played really good football. And so I'm just trying to, continue the trend and be that next guy with them.
Sidney, when you talk about your mindset on the field, is that something that has always been there, or is that something that has developed a little bit?
My mindset, as in like.
As in, you want to be a feared player, you want to play physical and be aggressive all the time.
I think that just comes with style of play. That just comes with the effort that you put in. A lot of guys can say they want to be feared players, but it's about what you do on the field. It's about the actions that you take to become that person. You know what I mean? And it's just the way that you play that makes you that type of person. Can't say that I am one yet because I haven't done anything, but I guess it just comes from passion. It comes from want to. It comes from wanting to get to where I want to be. And that's what
Thank you.